Hello. In this video, we'll have a good look at this Draper Expert socket set. Welcome to CarSpyTV. So this is what we're looking at today. It's the Draper Expert 40-piece socket set, reference number 16477, as you can see down there. And I bought this with my own money some time ago, and I've used it quite extensively to fiddle with this little car I'm sitting in now. To fiddle with that far bigger car, you can just about see through the filthy window, and to fix the garage door, build various bits of furniture, and so on. So, I'm quite used to it. Now this cardboard sleeve tells us exactly what's in the socket set, but nonetheless we don't need it now, so let's take it off and store it carefully on the floor down there. And what we have is this rather nice blue case. It's metal, as you can hear. It has a black handle down there on the front, which makes it easy to carry, and of course a couple of clips to keep it shut. But we want it open. Now, when we open up the case, we don't immediately see sockets, as you might expect. Instead, we have this piece of grey foam, which has to be removed. I find this a bit pointless, really. Doesn't seem to do anything useful. So for now, it can sit down there, out the way. So let's start at the top left corner of the box, where we find the metric sockets, specifically these 6mm. And you can see as we move along, they are all clearly labelled, which is nice. And we get all the way up to the big boy at the end, which is the 22. There it is. Now let's have a closer look at this one here as an example. And you can see that, like all its bedfellows, it's a 12-pointed socket rather than a 6, which I prefer. Now, if we go down a row, we also have imperial sockets, starting there with the 1/4 inch, moving all the way up to the, 7/8 right there on the end. As for the Ratchet itself, it's very nice to use. It feels good in the hand. It's solid. It's got a bit of weight to it. Now, in there are 72 teeth, which make a lovely noise. You can have it in forward mode, as it is there, for doing up your nuts and bolts, or if you're feeling fancy and you want to undo one, slide it across to there. Now, hang on. Find a socket. Your sockets clip on nice and easily, like so, and when you want to take them off, there's a button on the back there which you press, and off they come. Nice and simple. That's a good bit of kit. Looking back in the box, specifically here on the left-hand side, we can see 3 spark plug sockets. This one's the 10mm, we have the 12 above it, and then the 14. Let's have a quick look. There we go. All jolly good. Moving over here, we have 3 extension bars. This one's the smallest, the 75mm. Then we have the medium-sized one here, which is 150mm. And then below that, the Big Daddy. This one over here is 250mm. But these 3 extension bars are more versatile and cleverer than they first appear. I'll show you why. So naturally, if you can't reach your nut with the Ratchet alone, you can add the extension bar like that. And if you still can't reach, you can add a second extension bar like so. And if you're feeling particularly flamboyant, why not? Let's add the third. Now, this is where things get particularly interesting. Hang on. There's our socket. Now look carefully. If I push that all the way on as far as it will go, listen for the click. There we go. Now that is on there, nice and solid. There's very little movement. So what we have now is a straight tool, which is able to go directly onto a nut if you can see that nut. But sometimes the nut might be just a little bit around the corner and you can't get this onto it. Well, there's a solution. Have a look at this. If I very gently push the socket up a little, like so, listen for the noise. There we are. It's still attached, see? But there's a wobble. See? So if your nut is just very slightly around a corner, you can just wobble the end a little bit of your socket and get onto it when you wouldn't be able to otherwise. Wobble bar extensions. Now, if the wobble bar extensions still don't give you enough of an angle, we have this universal joint here, which you can clip onto the ratchet like so. Then add your favourite socket, like that, and look at the funny angles you can get to now. Very good. We also have this T-bar adapter, which as you can see has a hole straight through it. And what you can do is grab one of your extension bars, pop it through that hole, like so, turn it over, grab your favourite socket, this one will do, pop it on, and then look what we've got. Good, eh? Okay, just a couple more things to show you. By default, this ratchet takes sockets which are 3/8 of an inch, by which I mean they measure 3/8 of an inch on the back there, and that corresponds to the square piece there on the ratchet. However, you may have some sockets elsewhere which are only 1/4 of an inch, and they won't fit here without an adapter. But no problem, because look, we have an adapter which simply pops on there, like so, and you can take 1/4 inch sockets. In contrast, if you have larger sockets which are 1/2 inch, you can pop that on, and again this ratchet can deal with those too. And finally, this piece here, that is 3/8 of an inch, but if, for example, you have a ratchet elsewhere which measures 1/2 inch across there, you can pop that onto that ratchet, and then all these sockets will fit. So there we go. There's the Draper Expert 40-piece socket set. I've been very pleased with this set. It's got all the bits and pieces I need. I've used it quite extensively over the last few months and it hasn't broken. It's in a case, so it's easy enough to carry around, and I can't remember exactly what I paid, but it wasn't a fortune. So we'll leave it there. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to CarSpyTV, because we've got all kinds of interesting content on this channel. Can you also please do me a favour and click like on this video, and I'll see you next time once I put all this stuff back together. Bye.